Hello and welcome to Just Jeepsters shop. This is our middle bay, main bay, where we get Jeeps ready for sale. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this one here. This happens to be a 1970 and a half. Why do I say 70 and a half? Is because in 70 and a half, they added some things that are very valuable. One of those are what we call Saginaw steering. So Saginaw steering actually allows this vehicle to be equipped with power steering. This particular Jeep does not have power, but it does have a Saginaw gearbox. The Saginaw gearbox, its modernization, it steers from the frame rails. So it's just a better steering system than the old outdated style, which is a Ross. Most 67 through early 70 have a Ross steering. But again, this is a 70 and a half, and that's the big line of demarcation, is the fact that it has the Saginaw capabilities. So if you look at this Jeep, very typical of a 70 and a half. It's really original. It has somewhere around 45,000 miles on it. We bought this Jeep locally. You can see it's got the 225 V6. It still maintains the oil bath air breather, which some of these in 70 and a half, some of them actually have a paper element. This particular one does not. But it really maintained all of its characteristic. Nothing really done under this hood to change a whole lot, but I do want to talk about one upgrade in particular. Is something we just came out with, and that is this clutch, which is hydraulic, and it operates just like off the same foot pedal, off the same type of linkage, except everything is pushed through this hydraulic cylinder. Really simple, really easy to use, and makes it a lot more fun, a lot more easy to shift. We also moved the seat back a little bit. If you've ever drove a Jeepster with a stick, sometimes your knees are banging up on the bottom of the dashboard when you're shifting. So we upgraded all of that. And you can also tell, we're going to look at the side of the Jeep here a little bit. We have the doors open, and we're getting ready to put the top on. But just alone, you can see this Jeep's got some big, nice wheels and tires on it. That's because it has our 4-inch lift, along with front disc brakes and rear disc brakes. So these, again, are really good upgrades. They give you a lot of stability, and plus, when you're putting your brakes on and you're driving one of these, you really want to be able to stop good. Unfortunately, the Jeepster Commando, all the way up through 71, had a 10-inch brake. So when you upgrade to disc, especially on the front, you give yourself more stopping power, and you also give yourself some more even stopping power, because disc brakes will stop more evenly than drum brakes will. So those are upgraded. Our newest kit is in the rear, so the rear does have disc brakes as well. And like I say, if you don't upgrade your rear, it's not as bad. I mean, upgrading the front to disc is really important. This is kind of an added plus, and we did that for this customer, to have disc brakes on the rear. So now you have 4-wheel disc brakes, and we do offer all of them, along with the 4-inch lift kit. And then you can see, if you look at this body, it's really clean. It's not painted. It's had a little bit of touch-up done to it, but it's very original. And there's a pretty good market for these kind of vehicles. I know you see a lot of them out there. They're really flashy, shiny, restored. There's a great market for them, but there's also, if you have something like this that's kind of untouched, it's going to have its blemishes. It might have a little bit of rust on it here and there. But we have a lot of customers that really want this type of Jeep because it's just very original. So really good Jeep. And you can see, as we look through the interior back here, that you have the rounded. This is another question we get a lot. The seats are rounded. We call that a rounded shoulder seat. There's also a square shouldered seat that you could have, and those interiors are different. They take a different interior cover. We sell them as well. But this is the classic rounded version, as you can see on the tops of the seats. So looking on the driver's side here, another thing that really tells you this is a 70 and a half is having these marker lights here. And I've seen these on a lot of 70s, so some of the things that I might call 70 and a half could even be on an early 70, but you're only generally going to see these on a 70. The rest of them, that marker light is down here, and it's a different type of marker. And moving up here to the interior, you can see where we have upgraded these seats. They're, again, round-shouldered seats to match the back. And we also have moved the seat back and give you a lot of seat room there. The 3-speed in this one is what's called a T14, which is another upgrade that started happening around the year 1969. A T14 is a much better 3-speed transmission. Before that, they used to put a T86 in them. And a T86 most of the time was unsynchronized first gear, and they just weren't very strong. So as time went on, they went to the T14, a much better one. So this, right now, we're getting ready to put the top on. The trailer's sitting outside. We're going to load this on a trailer. We're going to take it to a very anticipating customer who is local right here, who is a collector. And again, this is a really good collector piece, very original, very nice. But you can see some of the vehicles that we're working on. Some are restored, some are like this, but we're planning on bringing quite a few vehicles over the next few months. Over the next year, actually, you'll see at the Mecum auctions. There's one in Dallas. We plan on having a couple Jeeps in that, and there's one in Chicago. We plan on having a couple. So if you're interested in buying a really classic vehicle that in my mind outcompetes the Bronco hands down, just a great Jeep with a great brand behind, or a great brand Jeep family behind it, the Jeepster Commando and the Jeep Commando is something to think about. Thank you.